Hey guys, I'm Vanessa and I'm just going to be talking about my experience at VidCon. So first off, I like to say that VidCon was overall a really fun experience and I had a lot of fun and I met a lot of people. And although I didn't meet like everyone I wanted to, I know like it's impossible to, so it's like whatever anyways. But the first day I didn't know what I was getting myself into, to be honest. So I ended up going to Jen's, which I'm not complaining about because I wanted to meet her too, but not to be rude, but she wasn't my first choice. And after with Jen, I ended up sneaking into Lucas and Jenny's line, which is Lucas is Fred, you know, he plays Fred. So yeah, I did that and that was most of my day. That took up most of my day because I got there at 9. I didn't get out of there till at least 2. And on the first, in the expo hall, I think I met Louis. I didn't meet him personally, but I was able to take pictures of him. This is as close as I got to a picture with Louis. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I got to see Troy and Tyler, and he announced TRXYE, the release date for it, so that was really exciting. And then he also announced the jacket, which I got one actually. So I got a jacket the first day. I got in line. It's 40 bucks. I got in trouble for it, for spending so much money on a jacket, but I think it was worth it. And then I didn't end up doing anything the first day. I ended up going to watch Frozen for the sing-along, and then that's about it. That was my first day of VidCon. Alright, so my second day of VidCon, I was so excited because I was like, oh yay, O2, I was gonna be there. And I was like, couldn't wait to meet them and hug like each one of them, all 6 of them. But it ended up not happening, which was okay because then I found out that Marcus was signing. I was so excited and I got in line and I got to meet him. And so I was really happy about that. This is our picture, my picture with Marcus. Yeah, and I ended up just walking around and I met Lauren Elizabeth, just standing outside, which I was really happy about because she wasn't able to go the next day, so I got to meet her before she got sick. The second day was the second day Nash and Cameron came and there was a huge mob of girls, and so I ended up trying to follow them and try to take a picture, of course. I wasn't trying to I was just following the crowd. I wasn't chasing or running, but I ended up getting really close to the escalators that they were getting up in. So the security had grabbed Nash and they had made him they were surrounding him and they were getting up into the escalator going up, and then they realized they didn't have Cameron and they're like, oh, where's Cameron? And they turn around and Cameron's still being mobbed by these girls and he's holding up a shirt that says yeet and he's just screaming out yeet yeet yeet. And I thought it was the funniest thing ever. But then so they came back down for him and I was like, well, it's my chance to go out, and I got on the escalator and I look behind me and it's just Cameron and the security. There's no one else behind me. So I start backing up to try to take a picture with him. And then they told me I couldn't start walking back, so they told me to go back up. But instead of going back up, I just stopped, and right there where I was standing, I was only a couple steps from him. I was about 5. And then next thing I know, this girl is trying to meet Cameron as well, and she's running down the escalators and she screams at me and she's like, move bitch, and then I literally almost fell down the escalators. Girls like that mob and do whatever they can to try to meet whoever they want to meet is why it makes Cameron and Nash not be able to come out and meet us, because they try to do anything, they don't care who they hurt, and it ends up hurting people. But I ended up kind of getting a picture with him. It's kind of funny though, because it's not a very good one. But it's okay, because, you know, some people didn't even get to see him. So I was happy about that. And then I also met Stalker Sarah, which I thought was cool. And I met Weekly Chris, Brent. I met Brent Rivera that night. Ricardo. I met Teo Palm, which he starred in the new film Earth to Echo, which I really recommend because I thought it was a good film because I love sci-fi movies and all that stuff, so that was cool. And then also I was really lucky because That's So Jack, as you may know him, Jack, he was walking in to try to go in and sit with Jen, and so I snapped a quick picture with him. But yeah, and then he ended up signing my poster too, even though he didn't sign anyone else's. And so I'm really excited. I was really happy about that. But yeah, and then I ended up, after that, just like hanging out outside for a while, like waiting for my brother to pick me up. So my third day at VidCon, I ended up going to VidCon with my cousin. I forgot to mention at the beginning of this. But the last day of VidCon, my cousin was too tired to go early. So I ended up waking at 4:30 in the morning, getting ready, and I ended up leaving around, I think I left around 6. No, earlier than that. And I ended up getting there around 6:20, I think, or 6:40. Don't remember, but that doesn't matter. And I had originally really wanted to go to Connor's line because I was like, I didn't get to meet O12, I didn't get to meet Ricky. So I was like, what am I gonna do now? So I wanted to go into Connor's line, but apparently his line had closed at 4 in the morning. I thought that was ridiculous. So I ended up getting into Jack and Finn's line, which I got really happy about. So that took a while, and I met a really cool girl there. Me and her like really got along, and I ended up hanging out the rest of the day with her and her friend. We weren't supposed to allow to take a picture with them because it was traditional signing only, but I ended up like taking a couple like quick pictures, like, and then I don't know how many there are, to be honest. Oh, that one goes this way. I think that was it. Oh, I took a picture of when Jack was signing my thing, and then when Finn was signing. They're very attractive. And then I thought it was funny because I gave Finn a hug at the end, and he had makeup all over his shoulder, but I was really happy. I fangirled, of course. Joey Graceffa's line was right there next to, like, pretty much right next to him. I ended up sneaking into Joey's line, and we weren't supposed to be taking pictures with him either. And right before, like, I was like the next person to go, the lady came up to us and she's like, all right, everyone, look me in the eyes. I don't want you guys to, she's like, you cannot take selfies with him. You cannot. It slows down. Like, look into my eyes. And I wasn't looking into her eyes because I knew I was going to do it anyways. So, when I got in line to take a picture with him, like, I was waiting on the, like, when I was in line, I was, like, far. I decided to take pictures. I was like, oh, just in case I don't have the balls to do it right then and there. And then I was going to take advantage of him, like, signing. I was just going to take a quick selfie, you know? But the volunteer ended up seeing me, and she started yelling at me. She's all like, I looked you right in the eyes. And Joey started laughing, and he looked up, so I got an actual selfie with him, I guess, because he looked up. So yeah, after that, me and Amaya and Ryan ended up going out together, and we were just hanging out, and we wanted to go into a panel with Q&A actually, and the 3 people I wanted to meet the most: Sam Pepper, Mazzy Maz, and Harrison Webb. They were doing a Q&A at, I think it was like 5:30. Right before him, Marcus Butler was doing a Q&A, so I was like, oh, we should just like go in there and wait for him. But we ended up going to the bathroom first, and then coming out of the bathroom, like right next to it, there was a VIP room, which Ricky was coming out of because he was gonna do his balancing school and YouTube, I think, panel. So that was cool. We got to take a picture with him. After that, we ended up going into Marcus's Q&A, which Alfie was in. Like he was like vlogging part of Marcus's Q&A. I like quickly moved seats because I was like one over from where he was sitting. So I tried taking a picture with him, but he was being polite. He didn't want to take the attention away from Marcus, so he was not taking pictures with anyone. I thought that was sweet. Pretty much only took one picture of Marcus at his Q&A. And so after that, it got packed for Sam, Pepper's, Maz's, and Harrison's thing. That's my brother, guys. Anyways, so yeah, that was cool. I was really excited about that, and especially since they wanted to do it like kind of like interaction way. So they first Harrison got up and walked around with the mic, asked people what their question was, and he asked them out loud to Maz and Sam. And then Sam did that and then Maz did that, and that was cool. And then they ended about half an hour or 20 minutes to half an hour early to do the selfie line, which Sam invented, which he made everyone line up in a room, shoulder to shoulder, all facing the same way, so that him, Maz, and Harrison could all get behind him and just take a quick selfie. And like, it was fast. Everyone got a selfie with each one of them, and security didn't, like, it wasn't a big hassle with security. I was kind of upset because I didn't get them to sign my poster, so I ended up waiting after like half an hour, like waiting for everyone to clear out, and I was like, I asked the security. First I asked him if he thought that I was going to be able to go back in to just get their autographs. He said no because they had been there for a while, and I was like, okay, I understand. But I was still waiting outside, you know, and I asked him, I was like, do you think I could come in and just quickly like ask Harrison to sign it? Because Harrison was by himself. There was literally like no one around him, and he was done. It was only Maz that was taking forever. So he's all like, okay, is it only you? And I was like, yeah. So she's all like, oh yeah, go ahead. So I went in, and luckily I got Harrison to sign it, and then I asked Harrison, I was like, will you please ask Sam to sign it too? So he's like, oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, took it to Sam, and then he came back, and I was like, would it be too much of a hassle if I asked you to take it to Maz too? He's like, oh, no problem. And then so he took it over there, and Maz signed it, and then he came back and he brought it to me, and I'm like, oh my god, thank you so much, like this honestly meant so much to me. He's like, oh, no problem. Then my cousin had met up with us again, and then me and my cousin were just sitting there like wondering what to do. We're like, oh, should we go to the movies? They were showing The Fault in Our Stars, so that was packed already, I think. Then she really wanted to go to VidCon prom, which I really had no interest in. So yeah, we went in, and we literally walked in, looked around, and then I walked straight out. I honestly like thought, I didn't think it was stupid, it wasn't something for me. Unless I had a group of friends, I would not have gone, like, yeah, like it was just me and her, I wouldn't do it. And then so yeah, we were just like walking around figuring out what we want to do, and then we saw Weekly Chris tweet that he was behind the parking lot at Sheraton Hotel to meet him. So I went over there again, and I took another picture with him. Then Ricky came out, and people were like trying to get a picture with him. He's like, oh yeah guys, let me just move over here. And everyone formed a line, and it was super organized. There was absolutely no security. I thought that was the sweetest thing. Instead of being in this party, he decided to do a 4-hour meetup. Really cool. I give him props for that. There was no security, no anything, and he just did it because he wanted to meet the fans. And I thought that was the sweetest thing ever, because it just shows that he's not in it for the money he's making. He's not in it for the views that he gets. He's in it for the people that watch him. He's in it for the fans, people who look up to him, people who watch his videos just to make them their day. Like, even if it's only twice a week that he posts a video, people could always like look back at them. That was a really sweet thing that he did. Yeah, other than that, there's not much I could say about my VidCon experience, because that was fun, and hopefully next year it's just better and everyone gets a chance to meet who they really want to meet. Okay guys, well, thank you so much for watching. I know like my videos aren't the best, obviously. I'm just starting out. I don't know much about editing or anything, but you know, if you guys watch this, it actually means a lot to me, because I wouldn't even watch my videos, to be honest. But it's cool. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best. I'm going to be trying to post more videos, probably challenges. But yeah, I love you guys, and thanks so much for watching. It means a lot. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Bye.